that has no more business because there is no more raw material, there's no more water to be found. On water, particularly around the world, this is a tremendous challenge. This world will run out of water before this world runs out of fossil fuel. It's as serious as that. And that's why we're doing all these techniques. It's not a matter of making less profit. We have a profit target. We will make those profit targets in a responsible manner.
Thank you, Fritz. Now, I'm going to have to, I've just been given the nod that we're coming close towards the end of our session. So we're only probably going to have time for one more short question because we've got something to do after this with you. Please, can we have this? And I'll just see how time goes. I'm the evil timekeeper. Sorry.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Izzatur Rahman. I'm from Bandung. And now I want to ask about renewable energy. I think that there's too much burning of fossil fuel in our world, depending the transportation, like in Jakarta, that traffic block is really, it's really crowded. And the air pollution will be more and more and more, again, a different negative impact across the globe. So I think the renewable energy is the alternative one. So I want to know more about wind turbine especially. Wind turbine is really extremely friendly for our environment. But there are so many people that protest that the wind turbine, not in my backyard, because the sound of the wind turbine is like a small jet plane. So I want to ask how we can integrate the noise pollution of wind turbine. And I want to ask more that what is carbon footprint in Indonesia, depending on REDD and Kyoto Protocol? Thanks.
Could you just simplify the question a little bit for us? We were just,
I'm sorry.
We're not worried about the question. We're just struggling to hear up here what you're saying. You're speaking beautifully. It's just the audio system is bouncing back up here. So could you just move the mic back from a little bit and then just say it one more time for me, the final question? Yeah. Sorry, mate.
Okay, I want to ask
Great.
How to degrade the noise pollution of the wind turbine.
How to create or how to
degrade or create?
Well,
degrade.
No, you're right. That it is an issue, the noise pollution. I mean, my own country has started putting in a lot of wind turbines for energy. But of course, New Zealand has very few people in quite a large area, so we can find remote places. Indonesia has many more people. So to get energy generated close to where your big populations are, obviously these noise issues are quite significant issues. And I guess, again, it comes back to what can, science R&D do to try and bring down the noise so that wind energy does become viable closer to where the energy is actually needed. But it seems to me that Indonesia is very rich in renewable forms of energy, not only wind. And remember, in some countries, the coastline and the inshore area is such that you can put the wind turbines out at sea. Britain is doing that, for example. You've got solar energy possibilities here, which are massive. You've got your geothermal energy. You've got your tidal movement as a country which is a series of islands. So I think we should be very positive about Indonesia having an energy future which can be built largely around renewables.
Fantastic question. I do apologise. We were struggling because of the amplification, not your question. That was really good. Now, you're going to hate me because I'm the timekeeper, and I do apologise. But
have we run out of time, Mr. Turner?
What's that?
Have we run out of time?
We're running out of time, yes. And
okay, well, you don't hate him. You can hate me later, okay?
I just want to say this. I'm going to just go through the panel and ask them to give us in 2 minutes a message to give to you to take away from this about what they think this is all about. okay? Something that you can take from them, very, very small, short, really digestible amount of information. Because what we just touched on there was a lot of environmental issues. And I want you to walk away, and I'm sure that my fellow panelists here want you to walk away with some inspiring thoughts to go forward for yourselves. So, Fritz, if I could start at that end.
Well, my message to you would be, first of all, you can be very proud of yourself for being here, for what you have achieved. And I can also tell you that I'm going to follow in the next few weeks the top 20 winners and ultimately the winner. As I said earlier, you are part of a new generation. And if I look at my own company, we are continuously hiring young talent when they finish their studies, 22, 23 years old, the so-called Generation Y. And I love listening to this generation because you have got such fresh ideas. Yeah, you can think outside the box. And for a big company like ours, this is always a challenge, particularly for my middle management, people who have been 20, 25 years at work. They have a lot of problems accepting this new generation's ideas. But my response to them always is that we need you. We need all of you to make sure that we can move into the next generation, yeah, and that your generation takes that responsibility and passes that responsibility on to the generation thereafter. I wish you all success.
Great.
I would like to say that I think being the youth of today can be somewhat daunting, a bit scary, yeah. I think in generations past, you've had things to look forward to, the first man on the moon, perhaps, you know, or the cars, or there was a series, the Jetsons, and there was all this futuristic stuff, the year 2000, all of these great things to look forward to. And it seems almost that the youth of today don't have much to look forward to. And it's my personal request to say, please don't give up hope and understand that there is a great amount of optimism. As Helen has mentioned, there's great amounts of potential, especially for Indonesia, in renewable energy and such. So don't be disheartened. Don't ever get disheartened. But don't also manage your expectations and don't get fatigued. Okay, when you're doing this work and you're so passionate about things, it's very easy to get let down. I know that there was one time that when I was campaigning for the orangutan, I managed to get a great advertising agency, one of the best in the world, to do an entire campaign for the orangutans. And I got free airtime from MTV, Animal Planet, all of the stations. And we had this great campaign. At the time, there was only one organization based in Sumatra because it was for the Sumatran orangutan. In case you didn't know, there are actually two different species, Sumatran orangutan and Kalimantan, the Borneo orangutan. Sadly, the Sumatran orangutan are in far worse condition. Far worse condition. Anyway, so I was so excited, and to me, I went home when I got this approval from the ad agency, and I cried. And I cried because I was so happy. I said, oh my God, I'm going to do something that's really going to make a difference. You know, this is going to be huge. It's going to be amazing. And when this particular NGO came down to Singapore to meet with the agency, they met, and they went away, and we didn't hear from them for a month. And then they emailed back and said, oh, it's okay. We've met our fundraising quota for the year. We don't need your help. And I almost died. I mean, honestly, since when do orangutans not need your help? Right? But my point is, I was very disillusioned at that time. From my personal experience, I must tell you, I was brokenhearted. But you have to get up and carry on. You have to soldier on. Now the goal is, there are so many issues that we face today. And what you have to do is, and I mentioned earlier, is to find the particular cause that you already have some synergy with okay? Whether it's journalism, whether it's architecture, whether it's design, whether it's urban farming, whether it's agriculture, whether, you know, all of these things. Whatever your interests already are, you can align them to create change and make sustainable change, okay? So that's I guess my message really, and just keep on going. And I think you guys are amazing and really, really inspiring. And if any of you are on Twitter, find me and I will help to publicize the top 20 of the winners as well. Of course, and the winner.
Well, I think it's an enormously exciting time to be alive, and I wish I was going on 21, not 61, because there are so many incredible issues to get involved in. And if I've got one word of advice for you, it is that in the choices you make about your own life, your education, where you want to go, be driven by your passion.